See something? Say something.
Chief Seattle once said, "Humankind has not woven the web of life. We are but a thread within it. Whatever we do to the web, we do to ourselves. All things are bound together. All things connect." I've known a lot of little quotes like that in my life, and nowadays it makes me want to reach back through time and choke myself because the words that were supposed to teach me lessons are now matching up with the lessons that I've learned. I was really lucky to have parents that taught me the most important lessons in life right from the start. I can't think of a time in my life where I wanted to be somebody else. I have often wondered what it was like to think like somebody else and what it was like to feel like you had a place and like I wasn't so different. For a million reasons, I never thought that I would live as long as I have, and as the years keep ticking away, I have this uncontrollable need to replace the good that I've stolen from the world. I've often compared my life as a uphill warfare that never ends, and every battle, even though it breaks me and wrecks me a little bit, it also makes me stronger and smarter. But the enemy's much more clever and stronger and quicker than I am, and they're out to steal my soul. And the older I get, the more I understand that that's really not far from the reality of life. I also understand that everything that I've experienced and everything that I've felt have been from choices that I've made and not anything that anyone else has done or forced upon me. Sometimes I get so mad at myself because in the experiences that I've had that have been the hardest, I know that they're from decisions that I've made, and I've known better at the time. And if I would have just listened to the things that were in my heart, I would have not had to have gone through so many terrible things. It hasn't been until I've realized that everything that happens around me are from choices that I make, and for a long time I let frustration and anger and hate make my choices, and I'm starting to realize that hate and anger and frustration are also choices, and they're choices I'm so sick of making. Like most people, I love music, and recently I've given up 90% of the music that I've listened to throughout my life for personal reasons, and there are a few songs that I still listen to, and there's one in particular that I've actually really tried to make a foundation for my life around. It goes roughly like this: to make a mountain of your life is just a choice, but I never learned enough to listen to the voice. Always love. Hate will get you every time. Always love. Don't wait till the finish line. Those words really never meant much to me until last year. I started taking a really close look at myself and came to the conclusion that I didn't like the person that I had let the world turn me into, and I decided to make a conscious effort to become the person that I wanted to be, and not the person who I had become. When I started my little journey of self-discovery, I never imagined how difficult it would actually be. And to be honest with you, I don't even know who I really want to finally become. I just know the things that I don't like about myself, and I'm gonna leave everything else up to God to let Him put whatever becomes of it into place. But regardless, I really am so tired of letting things control me with emotion, and I've really want to make a conscious effort to think about my decisions and my choices and the repercussions that will come from them, and deciding to choose to always love has been one of the hardest things out of all of them to do, actually. For being such a simple concept, it's completely difficult to let words and actions and emotions wash over me like they were water falling from a waterfall and not let it affect me. And I fail every day. I'm guessing it would be a lot easier if you knew who you were at the core, and I'm not really sure I know who's inside of me. And I have noticed the more and more I try to let go of the hate and the anger, it does make a difference inside of me. It brings me peace, and that's not something that I've had, and it's not something I would trade either. It's definitely not easy. It's probably one of the hardest tasks that I set out every day to do. And it's not really the kind of peace that brings joy and happiness. It's the kind of peace that brings contentment and understanding that whatever is happening around me or whatever situation I'm going through, that it's only for a time and I last forever. And it's important for me to understand that love is much more important than hate ever could be. The more I try to always love, the more I feel myself changing, and I'm completely convinced that the more I change into the person that I want to be, the more ripple effect it will have in the spider web of life. And for the time that I have left here, I want to do everything I can to make the ripple effect be in a good way, because I definitely am convinced it will work, because I've seen it work in the opposite direction. To finish my thoughts, I'd like to thank all of my subscribers and everyone who's listened to me, and I just like to leave you with the thought of, when you find yourself hating, if you always love, you just might find peace.